Aircraft wings provide the lift that takes us to the skies. They're designed to be very strong and very light. Producing them requires a strategic balance of old-school production methods and high-tech computer-assisted design. The wing's frame is made up of three main components: the rear spar, the main spar, and the ribs. The ribs are crafted from aircraft-grade aluminum. It's corrosion resistant and has great tensile strength, allowing it to resist extreme wind pressure. A computer-guided stamping machine punches small holes for rivets and control cables. It also stamps larger holes to reduce overall weight. Workers break attachments called micro-joints and extract the ribs. Each rib now goes onto a metal and rubber forming die. A hydraulic press applies 150 tons of pressure, stamping the rib to the die shape. Using a grinder, workers smooth out the sharp edges left behind by the stamping process. Then, they peel off the plastic film that protected the ribs from scratches. The factory uses the same process to construct the main spar. The spars run the entire length of the wing. It takes even more pressure this time, 222 tons to bend the spars into shape. That's because this aluminum is 3 times thicker than that used for the ribs. To ensure they've aligned the ribs perfectly for riveting, workers push spring clamps into the spar. These hold the ribs in position. They hand drill holes for larger rivets and smooth out the sharp edges with a deburring drill. Then, using a pneumatic riveting gun and bucking bar, they rivet the ribs to the main spar. A tiny bucking bar is required for some of the tighter spaces. The completed airframe now goes onto a positioning rack, where it will get an aluminum covering they call the wing skin. Workers use spring clamps to position the top skin onto the airframe. They use the same procedure for the leading edge wing nose. Once everything's clamped together, workers permanently rivet the assembly. Meanwhile, welders fuse the wing's fuel tank using an argon gas torch, which contains fewer contaminants than the typical acetylene torch. They fit the tank into the wing chamber, then secure it by bolting steel belts onto the spars. Now they position the tank's covering plate and screw it onto the wing. These holes are for fuel lines and control cables which run the entire length of the wing. Finally, the wing tip is fitted and bolted onto the wing. It's made of a lightweight fiberglass and plastic composite. The completed wing is now ready to be bolted onto the aircraft body. This wing weighs in at a mere 175 pounds, but it's certainly no lightweight when it comes to strength. It can withstand nearly 5,500 pounds of wind pressure.